A Polish millionaire who stole a hat from a little boy in front of a global audience at a tennis match has been, shockingly, slammed around the world. It's a grand slam! Everyone has reacted, from famous tennis players, politicians, and even now the man himself. Also, this story is literally tennis. We have all the mad info in one handy place right here on Scroll Deep with me, Benedict Townsend, the show that keeps up with internet nonsense so you don't have to. Polishman Kamil Majchrzak was playing a racket-based game against Karen Khachanov in, wait a minute, this is the US Open. As he was coming off the court, Kamil was greeting fans, signing things, and he even handed his hat to a young American boy named Brock, when all of a sudden, a grown man next to the boy snatched the hat out of the lad's hands and surreptitiously stored it in his wife's bag. The man was quickly identified online as a Polish millionaire named Piotr Szczerek. A lot of Polish names in this story, and I'm going to do a preemptive apology. Who is CEO of paving company Drogbrook. Not a good year for CEOs. I would say, if I was a heartless CEO at the moment, I'd probably be keeping my head down. The public sentiment is not exactly warm at the moment towards evil CEOs. Especially after the Coldplay incident, especially after, let's talk about Luigi. After pulling this frankly Mr. Burns-esque move, Peter continued on with his day, somehow oblivious to the fact that everyone in this giant place filled with people that was also being filmed would have seen what he did. And the backlash was instant. Drogbrook was inundated with negative reviews after people found his company online. The company now has a 1.4 star rating on Google reviews, and I don't know about you, but when I'm hiring a paving company, I go straight to Google reviews. And if I see a bad review, I think I won't use them to pave my stadium or whatever they do. And the firm actually had to shut down its Trustpilot page, quote, due to media attention. A Polish MP said on X, the Everything app, quote, without a doubt the most recognizable Polish businessman in the world, billions of followers reached in a single day, Polish entrepreneurs will be struggling to recover from this image loss for years, unfortunately. I like just ending something in unfortunately. Dare I say, it reminds me a little bit of the late great Donald Trump, RIP. These videos live forever. At a certain point, that will be true. Unless you are a US customs official who is watching this video as I'm waiting in the airport, in which case, that was a joke. Now look, there's a lot of Polish people in this story, and there would have been a time when people would have made lowbrow Polish jokes. This was like a real 90s thing to make jokes about, oh, the Polish Navy, they put a window on their submarine. Like, that was a real thing. Back in the day, there was a lot of inter-white people racism, back when it was like racism against Catholics and stuff. But you know, this being 2025, we're gonna not focus on the fact he's Polish and more focus on the fact that he seems to be a boof. The CEO has now apologized, presumably after being visited by 3 Polish ghosts in the night, and in a statement said, quote, due to the situation that happened during the match, I would like to clearly apologize to the injured boy. I think he's alright, but I get what he means. Emotionally injured. His family, as well as all the fans and the player himself. In emotions, in the crowd rejoicing after the victory, I was convinced the tennis player tips his hat in my direction, to my sons who have asked for autographs earlier. Today I know I did something that looked like a deliberate collection of a child's souvenir. This was not my intention, but it doesn't change the fact that I hurt the boy and disappointed the fans. Feels incredibly heartfelt. Some people have said it feels a bit ChatGPT, I don't know. ChatGPT wouldn't have done that. ChatGPT would have been like, although you took the hat, you needed it in that moment, and that was your truth. Now that is apparently the only actual statement he has issued, which is a shame because there were several quite funny fake apologies that were circling the internet. He's actually clarified, quote, I also want to make it clear, neither myself nor my wife nor my sons have commented on this situation on social media, as well as on any portal, be it, I guess, the Dublin or New York portals. Which is a shame, as I said, because the most prominent fake apology which was going around, which I will read, said, quote, the recent incident at the tennis match, that's tennis, has caused a disproportionate online uproar. It's all about the famous hat, of course. Yes, I took it. Yes, I did it quickly, but as I've always said, life is first come, first served. I understand that some people might not like it, but please, let's not make a global scandal out of the hat. It's just a hat. If you were faster, you would have it, and so on and so forth. It's very funny, but it's like it's kind of obviously fake because it's kind of rage baity. Like, it ends with him being like, let's be sportsmanlike, and it's like, but that's not what you did. I think the reaction from most people has been like, are you sorry, or are you sorry you got caught in the most obvious way? What if that was one of those tennis matches that took place where there's no crowd and no cameras and no one had seen him do it? You know, what if it was one of those tennis matches they do in the dark? They have all those injuries. Then no one would have seen the hat theft, and maybe he wouldn't have apologised. But there is a happy ending here, which is that there is one classy person involved in this story, and that is the tennis player himself, who met the fan later on, and he posed in some social media clips with the boy, and they shook hands, and he gave him some gifts, including a hat similar to the one that was stolen from the boy. And he said, quote, "Today after warm-up, I had a nice meeting. Do you recognise the cap?" And so, no cap. In fact, there was a cap. He met the boy, and the boy was happy. Good for Brock. Brock Obama is his full name. Brock Hussein Obama. Dwayne the Brock Johnson. I think in all the many years we've been doing this show, we haven't seen anything that is less tennis than stealing a hat from a boy at a tennis match. That is one of the least tennis things we've ever seen. In fact, I'm reintroducing the rules of Scroll Deep. Rule 206. 206. Don't steal a hat from a boy. Or anyone, I guess. I guess shout out to Brock Obama, because I think he handled himself quite well in the moment. You know, that could be quite traumatizing for a child. I think we all remember the first time we were swindled by a Polish millionaire, and some of us, you know, maybe they would wild out. Maybe they would spin around like the Tasmanian devil. You never know with a kid. But he took it on the chin, and ultimately he ended up with the hat and the moral victory. So Scroll Deep's hero of the week, that's Child. And let's just say, when it comes to repave the studio, I knew who I won't be going to. But what do you think of all this? Do you think it genuinely was a mistake? Do you think he just thought the hat was for him, and he's just a simple, you know, run-of-the-mill, salt-of-the-earth millionaire who's been once again slandered by the mean internet? Are you Brock? Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. I'm Benedict Townsend. I've got to head off now because I've got to apologise to a young boy. I stole a donor heart from him that he needed. Whoops. I wanted to be a Time Lord with 2 hearts. I thought it'd be fun. So I got to lay some flowers at his grave. This has been Scroll Deep. Bye.
There's a reason why some CEOs just aren't popular, because there's a video of a tennis player at the US Open, and he was giving his hat to a little boy, but the little boy never got it because there was a grown man standing next to him who snatched the hat out of his hands. People did some digging on him and found out that he's a CEO of a company, and him and his company are facing so much backlash right now. And rightfully so, because you knew damn well that hat was not for you. It was for that little boy. He was staring him down the entire time, yet you thought your greedy ass needed the hat, so you snatched it from him. It does make it worse that he's a CEO, and like, it's bad either way because an adult doing this to a kid, but the fact that you're a CEO, you're supposed to be like a role model, the leader of your company, you already make a shit ton of money, you're at the US Open, like, don't you have some sort of standard? Clearly he doesn't because of how he acted, but I will say this, if I was the parent of that little boy and I just saw that random ass grown man snatch the hat from my son, he would have had to see me after that. Like, I didn't see a video of the parents confronting that dude, but let me just tell you, if that was me, first of all, you're not going to disrespect my kids, especially you being a grown-ass adult. You can try and disrespect me, but not my kids.
Hi family, how are we all doing? Welcome back again to my channel. My name is Olivia, in case you're just coming across my video for the first time. You know, I know you guys have seen the viral clip from the US Open millionaire CEO who snatched a signed hat right out of a kid's hands, right? And yeah, it's shocking, but here's the truth. We all know rich people do this all the time. You know, when you're wealthy, society teaches you that rules don't apply. You cut lines, you buy influence, you take what you want, even if it's not meant for you, right? That's entitlement. Okay. Now his apology is sorry, it was a mistake. We all know that is what he should say. But the truth is, this wasn't about the hat. It's about privilege. Okay, the rich people feel comfortable, you know, taking what is not theirs because they have always been allowed to, right from day one. And until we start holding wealth accountable, moments like this will keep happening on tennis courts, even in workplaces and everywhere. It happens. Okay, so when you see something like this, and I think you need to speak up, because if the camera didn't, you know, capture this whole thing, we wouldn't even know what happened behind the scene, right? But let's keep watching and see what people have to say about this. And of course, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, support the channel by subscribing to the channel, and let me know what you think in the comment section. Okay, so let's keep watching, guys.
It's so crazy that people are learning how cartoonishly evil like these rich people are. Like, man really took the hat from the kid. When people pressed him about it, he's just like, "Oh, homie, you got to be quicker than that." Man really said too bad, so sad, bro. It's crazy. And this is the thing. This is not even me. Like, I know it's a like played on, beat dead horse. Like, everyone want to pick on rich folks. But really, like, Disney has not made a better fucking villain than what we have currently, like, in the real world. We've been seeing these folks do not care, bro. And that's the whole thing. Again, this is not me even knocking on the rich, because guess what? Your boy trying to be rich. I'm trying not to work the rest of my life. So listen, a lot of people at the time when they want to hit on rich people, it's because mad you gotta work. It's just crazy that so many people are peeping it out. I high-key peeped it like back in 2017 when I first really started messing with crypto. I saw so many people like in there like, don't do it. No, this is the one thing that you don't want to touch. Like, high-key already knew they were buying stuff like cryptocurrency back in the day, and then now they're like super pro crypto because they've bought like a crap tons to make the millions. I'm like, damn, y'all ain't shit. I know if I was that kid, I'm calling Luigi immediately.
For that Polish CEO who snatched the hat out of the little boy's hand at the US Open, he put out a statement after receiving so much backlash, and instead of apologizing, this man literally said, oh, well, if that kid would have been faster, he would have had the hat. Like, what type of evil-ass human being is he? Because, for one, to snatch a hat out of a little boy's hand is crazy, but then to double down on it and not even apologize and just be like, oh, well, he should have been faster? That's insane. He's a CEO. He's got hella money. He's got everything he needs, everything he wants. Hell, he's at the US Open, all right? He's got a good paycheck, yet he wants to snatch hats from little kids. Like, he's just bullying little kids at this point. And I'm telling you right now, if I was one of the employees at his company and I saw my boss tell the world that, hey, I snatched a hat from a little kid and I'm not sorry about it because he should have been faster, I wouldn't want to work there. I can only imagine working for him is hell. Like, it has to be, because if he's going to act like this towards a random little kid, how do you think he's going to act towards his employees that he pays and that he has the power over? Like, some people in this world, they really don't deserve shit, because it's not that difficult to just be a good person, let alone just a decent human being.
A CEO stole from a child at a tennis game.
What happened?
A famous tennis player gave a kid a hat, but before the kid could grab it, a grown man, Piotr Cezryk, the CEO of Drogbrook, took it from him and put it in his wife's bag. The wife was recording and smiling behind him, laughing about it as the kid asked him, what are you doing? And he looked sad.
Why didn't the tennis player say anything?
The tennis player thought the kid already took it because he wasn't paying attention when the CEO snatched it from him. The wife seemed even more joyful when she realized they got away with it. And now the CEO is getting bombarded with negative views on his business, Drogbrook, and he has 1-star reviews on Yelp and Google.
Sounds like he deserves it.
The CEO doesn't deserve it because his business has nothing to do with that. So he put out a statement saying the recent incident at the tennis match has caused an online uproar. Yes, I took the hat, and yes, I took it quickly, but life is first come, first serve. I understand you might not like it, but it's just a hat. If you were faster, you would have Regarding online hate, I remind you that insulting a public figure is subject to legal liability, and all slander will be taken to court.
What was the end result?
The CEO is being ostracized. The tennis player found out about this and gave the kid another hat on a later date. But people are asking for Mario's brother to make a comeback. What does Super Mario have to do with this?
Do CEOs have an increased likelihood of being a psychopath?
CEOs do not care about this.
I had intended to have this hat to the child, but I snatched it away shamelessly. Put the hat into his wife's bag. As more one play, I was utterly standing it in my hand, which was in the middle of signing an autograph post for 3 seconds. What was hesitant more his and war Arjas was set recording the whole incident on her phone, a happy smile beaming on her face. Meanwhile, beside them looked completely dejected and flustered. This was truly appalling. People play that found out this man was actually a top CEO with assets worth millions of dollars. Yet his behavior showed a total lack of basic respect. Perhaps was how he had climbed to the position of stealing or be stealing and snatching from those who couldn't defend themselves. He more probably never had expected that the single word bring him such severe consequences. He was bombarded with criticism and mockery online, and even his business partners cut off their ties with him. Shortly after, I immediately took to social media to look for the child, determined to make up for his disappointment. Finally, with my personally select an easy mic, Felina is a personally handy no baseball, a cat, and a number of signed gifts and sympathy. Only when I saw the happy smile spread across his face did I feel a little relieved.
Piotr Cezryk has spoken out on losing his job over the incident of him snatching a fan's hat at the US Open. The consequences continue to mount for the CEO who snatched a hat from a young tennis fan at the US Open, with a source now revealing his job is on the line amid the ongoing backlash. According to someone close to the situation, Piotr Cezryk's actions have created serious turmoil within his company, with leadership leadership expressing extreme displeasure at how the incident has ruined their reputation. The source stated, Piotr is going to lose his job over this. The board and main founder are both unhappy with his actions and how much it's negatively reflected on the company. This development marks a significant escalation from the initial public shaming to now professional consequences. The source emphasized that this isn't something that will blow over quickly, noting, this will not be easily dismissed, it's very serious to them and they want to save the company's image. The incident itself occurred when Szczerek took a signed hat that tennis star Kamil Majchrzak had clearly intended for young fan Brock. The viral video showing the moment caused immediate outrage across social media and sports communities, transforming the businessman into what many have called the most controversial man in tennis overnight. While Szczerek has since issued a public apology, claiming he misunderstood the situation and thought the hat was meant for his own sons, the explanation has done little to calm the storm of criticism. The ruin to his company's reputation has been substantial. The company's leadership appears to be taking drastic measures to distance themselves from the controversy and protect their business interests. This move suggests they view the incident as more than just a personal matter for Szczerek, but as something that poses a genuine problem to their commercial viability and public standing. Meanwhile, the young fan at the center of the story has had his experience turned around by Majchrzak himself, who tracked down the fan and presented him with new signed memorabilia, ensuring the fan didn't leave with disappointment but with a positive memory instead. During all of this, a source also revealed how Piotr feels about the possibility of losing his career. In a statement, the source said, Piotr is devastated that the board are treating him this way. He has done everything for the company and feels it's unfair for this small mistake to have these consequences. As the situation continues to develop, all eyes are on the company's next moves and whether they will follow through with removing Szczerek from his position entirely. For this video's comment question, do you think losing his job is an appropriate consequence for his actions?
Hey, this nigga's a piece of shit, bro. I don't know if y'all seen, but the tennis match, nigga won the tennis match, gave the hat to the kid. And this grown-ass man snatched the hat from the kid and said, nah, this is mine. Put it right in his bag like nothing happened. Look what he wrote, bro. He said, you gotta be quicker than that. If you was faster than life, you would have had it. There's some message in that, but god damn, he a piece of shit. You could have let the kid have a hat. He already a millionaire. You don't need the hat. Look at the kid's face. He's befuddled. He don't know what to do. He can't believe that motherfucker taking the hat from him. Shout out to the tennis player though, man. He reached out to the kid, got him together. But boy, that Polish millionaire is a piece of shit. But let me not say too much, because he might find this and take my ass to court. I ain't got nothing for you, big dog. Leave me alone.
This is how the Polish CEO's company ended up after taking the boys' cap. The controversy sparked at the US Open not only put the spotlight on the man accused of a signed cap from a child, but also reached his company. After being identified as the central figure in the incident, the Polish CEO began facing a wave of criticism that quickly extended to his corporation's public image. On social media, users launched boycott campaigns against the brand, while official channels were flooded with messages of disapprove. Adding to this, clients and partners issued statements questioning the executive's behavior and the potential impact it could have on the company's credibility. The situation has now escalated into a reputational crisis that threatens the firm's stability in the international market. Analysts warn that regaining public trust will be a complex challenge for the company. New reports indicate that some business agreements are already being reconsidered in light of the scandal. What's your opinion on this matter? Please leave a comment in the comment section. You can also subscribe to me to get more new content.
Yo, this just went super viral. Look at this. He's signing balls and hats. He just snatches it from this little kid, bro. Wow. This all falls under the umbrella of celebrity worship. This guy that poops and pees signs a ball and you steal it from a little kid.
And he's famous for playing the game.
What do you even do with it? You keep it in your house? You put it on a shelf? Nobody cares.
If you want to charge your phone, use this one.